Welcome back. We're at SPX 2012. This is
Joe.
I am Rusty.
And this is
Jon Jebus.
John.
Hi, John.
Oh, sorry. I step on your highs all the time. Go ahead.
Hi, John.
Hello.
Thank you.
All right.
I feel bad because I noticed it the last 2 times.
It's okay.
And it makes me feel really bad.
You're a hello stepper, and that's fine.
I
So
am.
you are.
Now, John, you do a comic.
I do a comic.
And it's called?
The C-Listers, a very unconventional superhero comic book. So I'm a big fan of mundane comedy. So I used to love The Tick as a kid.
Yeah, of
So I took that type of mundane humor and mixed it with a little more adult, non-Big Two humor like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia
Nice.
or The Venture Brothers. So it's a little more blue comedy than your average superhero title.
Now, how long is this your first issue I see?
This is my first in-print issue. I have 2 issues in digital, 3rd issue being worked on right now.
Fantastic.
Nice.
How long have you been working on this prior to getting it ready for publication?
I started writing this in 2009. I had my artist, but sometimes just scheduling becomes difficult.
Yeah.
So
Especially when you're dealing with independent, small press.
yes.
Everybody has a day job.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
certainly
exactly.
These
having
are
a day
just
job.
passion
Just people,
projects,
yeah.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
things can fall apart on a whim.
Well,
If something bad happens and somebody has to go do something else.
yeah. So it's like, oh, you got a job that pays? I guess you should take that job to
Whatever.
pay
You
you
trumped
money.
me. Yeah, I'm just a job. I don't got the pay part yet. So you brought this here. Now, this is
Yes.
your second time at SPX, is that correct?
This is my second year at SPX. The first year I was here with True Heroes. But this is my first creator-owned title, so I'm really hyped about this. My baby right here.
Now, did you write and draw this?
Oh, no. I'm much lazier than that. I am just the writer.
Okay.
So my artist is Mervyn McCoy. He's a really awesome penciler out of South Florida. He pencils and inks, and then my colorist is Donson Chen. And it's really cool nowadays, man, do we live in an era where we can all be so far away and still work together.
Yeah, you don't need to have somebody in your area that you can still work with.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Yeah, I've heard that with so many people. People in different countries that have never met that work on books together and things like that. It's nice.
Now, you said this is the first time you didn't have a comic.
I did have a comic.
Oh, you would?
It's titled True Heroes, but this is my first creator-owned book.
I got you.
That was, client.
You were working with somebody else.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, I see some full color.
Yes.
That's really nice.
It's full color inside and out. Same creative team that's on the outside, same creative team that's on the inside.
So it is as advertised.
It is as advertised. So, Martis has a lot of big influence from the British invasion. So, Frank Quietly, Kevin McGuire. I'll tell you a funny story because we was at Baltimore Comic Con last weekend, and I was giving out a few copies to the guy. Frank Quietly he was a really nice guy. He's like, "Oh man, this looks really good. I'm gonna read this." Because I don't know. Apparently, I came to find out the more I'm getting into comics, some guys take your book and kind of.
They'll be polite, but they
Yeah.
won't actually.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was kind of hyped that everybody sort of took us like, oh yeah, I'm gonna read this. Jamal Eichel started reading it right there, but not to draw too many names. But I gave a copy to Kevin McGuire because Justice League International. Loved
Yes.
it back in the day. So
He
big
and James
influence.
DeMatteis.
Yeah, I give him a copy like this. I'm like, here, this is for you. And it was his birthday apparently last week, and he's like, oh, thanks. Signs it. And I was like, no, this is actually for you. I'm giving you a copy of this. Because I guess he thought it was his work, so I was like,
He's like, I don't remember, but
yeah, I was like, well, I guess that's
I had
sort
a
of
rough
compliment.
few years there.
yeah, seriously, he mistakes for his own. It's like
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so that was a wonderful souvenir.
that's awesome.
It is great. It's nice to be able to give people that influenced you, something
Right.
that in a way they came from them.
Yeah, man, I have like a ton of influence. I mean, I've been reading comics since the 80s long boxes with old school guys, man. I just had one of those uncles that just had boxes in the basement, man. I used to just be able to go to town.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned when we first started talking before the interview about how this is not necessarily the audience that they think they would enjoy this kind of comic.
Well, the thing is, it's not really like a mainstream Big Two. I'm not telling mainstream Big Two type of stories here, so I don't want people to confuse us in that sense. I do love superheroes and the idea that you can dramatize things that happen in real life that happen to all of us, but with a superhero backdrop, it just can make it that much more
Well,
interesting.
right. It's just another avenue to tell a story.
Exactly.
It can a mystery, a drama, what have you. It can all be merged into a superhero story.
Exactly.
It all depends on the quality of the story being told.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All you do is change the context, and you can still apply the same ideas and rules.
Absolutely.
So
how has the reception been today at SPX?
So the reception today has been okay. I'm trying to get people interested. I don't necessarily. It doesn't necessarily look like something when people are coming here. They're looking for more comics. I create comics. No, beat the people create comics because obviously I'm here.
Right.
It's just trying to get people introduced to the idea like, hey, just because it's a superhero book doesn't mean you can't take a look.
This is
or
every
Yes.
bit of small press
Yeah.
as
Right.
somebody else's Xerox comic that they make.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a different type of story.
Yeah, it's not like I have some big publisher pumping dollars in. I mean, this is 100%
Hopefully soon.
me and hopefully soon.
Yeah.
If
Big
anybody out there
publishers-
is listening,
We will not be against that.
not at all.
If they were listening, how could they contact you online?
Well, if you want to contact me online, my Twitter handle is my writer name at Jon Jebus. My comic is available through Drive-Thru Comics and Visionary Comics as well. That's my digital publisher.
Okay.
They're really awesome guys. I want to shout them out. You can also find me through my actual artist website. We work very close together at Paper Lab Studios. We just, you guys know The Gutters?
Yes.
We just did the Gutters page the other day.
Oh, wow.
With, yeah, Professor X.
Nice.
Like doing the mind thing, yeah. So we've done a couple of Gutters pages. So we're kind of around, you may or may not know, but we're kind of around.
That's awesome. Awesome. Now, we have a mystery bag with mystery questions.
Okay.
These are mysteries. And we're running low on mystery questions, but we have some in here. Would you like to partake on one?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It's like ye old fortune cookie.
Yes.
That's what somebody said, and I hadn't thought about it that way. And I warned them I wouldn't eat it if I were you.
Yes.
No fortune, just
Not as
question.
edible.
When was the last time you were sick? I was sick 2 weeks ago during the Kickstarter campaign, actually.
Oh.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, for the company that I just kind of gave a shout out to. I was working overtime at my regular job. I was working overtime because I also do PR for the comic book company. So I was helping a lot with that comic book campaign and still trying to keep my comic book print run on track just so it could be at Small Press in Baltimore. And yeah, funnily enough, I haven't caught con flu though, but
That's
I
good.
was sick.
It is a
beforehand.
Well, your
constant-
body's not having it after that last episode. It's like, no.
No.
Yeah.
We've been sick enough.
Yeah, we've been through this.
Yeah, my immunity must have. So.
You just skyrocketed it.
Yeah, man.
And so I think that's the key. We got to look forward to getting sick before the con now.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to be great.
Pre-con sickness
Yeah.
is a good
Pre-con sickness.
Yeah, and then it's like somebody could just come, I really love your book, and it's like, you can just shower in it.
Yeah.
Go for it, buddy. I can handle it all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to us.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. It's always great talking to the king over here.
Good talking to you.
And as we've recently learned, your nickname is the Prince of Fedoras,
Apparently the Prince of Fedoras. So, yeah,
which is a good name.
it is a good name.
No, that's good. I normally wear a fedora, so I feel like, man, I wish I had that title. So.
It's something to
you-
aspire to.
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying you can kill him and take it.
Oh, Game of Thrones style?
Yeah.
Yes.
The head and the fedora come off at the same time.
Who's wearing the fedora now?
Oh,
Well, thank you so much.
absolutely.
Thanks.
Have a
Thank you.
great day.